So I want to tell you guys this epic story about these four teenagers. Their names were George, Simon, Marcel, and Jacques. So these four teenagers, they lived in France in the early 1900s, and they made the most epic discovery the art world had ever seen. These guys were barely older than you, and they decided to go out this one day with their dog. Guess what the dog's name was? Robot. How cute. So George, Simon, Marcel, Jacques, and Robot were all out walking through the woods. And some people say they were hunting rabbits. Other people say they were treasure hunting. I don't know, kind of sounds like the Goonies to me. Not quite sure. But these guys were out in the woods and Robot runs and he takes off and he's chasing this rabbit. So the four boys chase after Robot, trying to see like, wait, come back, where are you going? And they finally catch up to him and Robot dives down this hole. They're freaking out. Oh no, my dog, he's down the hole. Of course, they said this with an epic French accent. Well, not even an accent, probably talking in French, but oh no, my dog Robot, he went down the hole. Something like that. You make your own decisions on their voices. But they saw that Robot went down this hole and they're looking and they're like, whoa, this hole goes down super deep. I can't see the bottom. And it curves. It's almost like it turned into a cave. They're freaking out. And so they decided to investigate and they went down this hole. They did find Robot. Everything was okay. Robot was fine. But these kids looked around and they noticed that the walls were covered in these amazing paintings. No matter how far they went down this seemingly endless tunnel, they kept seeing more and more stuff painted huge on the wall, on the ceiling, all around them. There were these animals of like buffalo and different types of bulls and cows, all different animals just covering the walls. And this cave went on so deep. It was amazing. It was kind of an epic discovery. So these boys realized that, shoot, this is kind of a legit finding. We gotta bring somebody to see this. And so a couple days later, maybe closer to a week, they brought this guy who was an archaeologist and a couple experts to come look at the cave. And they confirmed the boys thinking that, wow, this cave, this is an important find. This has never been seen before. These cave paintings were epic. And so they wanted to make sure that they brought the right people to check it out. But boom, 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 something horrible happened. So sad. France, 1940s. Oh gosh, guess what happened, guys? Ooh, the Nazis came. Oh no. So the Nazis took over France. We're talking about World War II situation here. And so George and Simon, their families were freaking out, and so they left. They ran away, for lack of better words. But Marcel and Jacques, they decided, we're going to stand guard. This cave is important. We need to make sure that the Nazis don't do anything to it so that the world can end up seeing this amazing discovery that we did. So Marcel and Jacques, they stood guard outside this cave during the entire time that the Nazis were taking over France. I mean, they were hunting rabbits, so they may have probably had some shotguns or something, but I can't help but picture these high school boys just standing out there with their shovels and boards like, no! But probably a little bit more intense than that. Now, 8 years later, the Nazis are gone, they've been defeated, France is finally good again, and so the scientists came and they decided to open up these caves to the public, because they realized people need to see this. This is amazing. And so Marcel and Jacques actually became some of the first tour guides of the cave, saying, hey, isn't this awesome? We found it. And during that time, they had literally 1,200 people visiting every single day. Now, these scientists during that time discovered that these cave paintings had been around for thousands and thousands of years. We're talking maybe 17,000 years ago it was made. Whoa, crazy old stuff here. We're talking about some of the first art ever made. So for 15 years, the cave was open and tourists were able to go through it, look at it, take snapshots, selfies. Oh my God, gotta send a poster home to mom. And in those 15 years, it's crazy. The people were good. They didn't like scratch off the paint or chip it off or anything, but just the people going through the cave, it ruined it. The people brought in different funguses on their shoes, just walking through the cave. The more they were breathing there changed the humidity levels and the temperature, and the cave paintings deteriorated more in those 15 years than they had in the 15,000 years before it. Humans were ruining the artwork. This paint was starting to chip off the walls and disappear. And so they were worried that it was going to be lost forever. So shut down the cave. Nobody's going in there. Got to make sure that this gets preserved and fixed, because this is an important thing. So the scientists, they went in there, they put an AC, like air conditioning, into the caves. These caves have air conditioning and my house doesn't. It's not fair. But they put in all these things to make sure that these paintings could be preserved. They went back and tried to fix them the best they can using the right materials, all scientific, all good stuff, and they helped save that cave. What's crazy is that people still wanted to see these caves, right? In pictures, yeah, they're good. I'll show you some videos, but it's not like the real thing. So the French decided, aha, we will build an exact replica a couple hundred yards that way. And people, they'll come and see it because it's in kind of the same spot. It looks the same. You know what? It worked. People came and see this exact replica of the cave system, really close to the real thing, but it's not ruining that original thing anymore, which is amazing. So they call this new cave system Lascaux 2. Or probably in French, Lascaux 2. I don't have a French accent. I'm not very good at this. So these Lascaux caves are one of the most important discoveries ever, in my humble opinion. They showed how anybody can discover this amazing art. There are still things out there that we've never seen. We're talking 1948, these caves opened to the public. That's not that long ago. I know, it seems so long ago, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not that long. Imagine what other things people can discover. Things that you could discover. Because these were 4 teenagers just out with their dogs, right? You could probably discover something too if you just look for it. Because art is everywhere.